our Adam Amia from JI to give us an overview of Safer Internet Day of 2016.
For the sake of the police officers here, all protocols of the yes, thank you all for coming and joining us today. We are pleased to be able to welcome those of you who have been with us for some time now. When I say for some time now, some of you have attended our programs, so you are kind of used to what we do. By that, I mean those who have, in their own little ways, supported our call for safer internet in Ghana. Today marks Safer Internet Day across the world. Safer Internet Day SID 2016 is run by the InSafe Network and is celebrated every year across Europe and in other countries worldwide. The day creates a platform to discuss the need for safety and security issues for children and young people and anybody else involved in the virtual world. Here I am partners are observing this day for the second time in Ghana, and with all of you all again. Just before we get started, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you who so generously helped us to make this event come to a reality. Safer International Government Authority, Safer Internet Day, I hope like you can see our branded Facebook. It's run by those who have the opportunity to have a day with us, and then we go back to your friends across the tables in other countries. With the plan and education service, the need for safe life issues, we are providing for children and young people and anybody else involved with the program of life. Here I am partners are observing computer and USL in Ghana. We actually do all of the streaming the program live. So anybody else anywhere, I would like to another part of the world is all around is listening or can join and make this thing come ask questions again. So after that, when you go on lunch, you feel fine for the day I hope you like that. So that is what it is. It's right, but I have a in addition to that, there's a very powerful presentation of the education service right through we are providing for children and young some of our experience that uses online. But how do we handle those things? That is why we think about online. Here I am partners are observing the we are studying about the human program life. So anybody else can know the other part of that. Or the water you are on the step, that's what join me now being some aspect so after that, when you go on that, you go for the day I hope that is what you call it is right, but I have a powerful that the very powerful have done this without right thing that we are providing for child some of our experiments I think is on working but how do we handle those all we are providing for think about the first one here I found was that I on the start of our own we are human for what to say but if anybody else can know the other part of that what the water is on the step that's what you are in some of some parts of the city so after that when you go on and share more now we have what all those right but like our powerful shit that the very powerful that have done this what can you do what is safer to impact your the other part. In fact, what you are on the head, what the technology is now, in some of the and finally, we're going to be launching the safety guide. We put together, with the help of Facebook, some safety guides which teachers can use. We have one which is for teachers, we have one which is for parents, we have one for teenagers like me, and we have one which is called Think Before You Share. If you see a link in your box, will you think about it before clicking or sharing? That is it. We have a guide for you around that and a few other things. So those guides will also be launched today. We have all chosen to be part of this gathering because of our common interest to see the way that our lives on the internet is well protected, just as we do in our physical lives. Your passions help us all to come together as one, and the energy we create as one allows us to achieve our goal of building tomorrow's future of Ghanaian children today. We need you as much as you need us, and this is why we are happy to have you join us here today to mark SID 2016. The theme for today is Play Your Part for a Better Internet. This means
and this one is sitting here. I have this other phone, and this one is sitting here. I can make the two phones exchange information or communicate through the internet. The connection through the internet. Without the internet, the phones may only communicate using say Bluetooth or infrared or people. But the internet, they can wirelessly communicate. So if I'm in South Korea, Nigeria, or wherever, I can send you a WhatsApp message. So, two quick questions. What do you use the internet for? I need two good answers. My gentleman? Yes, come. You two come. Two people from the same school. No, I have so many questions for you. So, if you don't get to answer this, you get some questions later. Your name?
My name is Day-Sid. We use for sharing and receiving information. For example, let's say you have asked a question, or maybe there's a question on the net, and I have an answer. I have a place to share it, to send it to you, for you to know what the answer is.
So, if I'm sitting in Nigeria and I want to know how to prepare Ghanaian jollof, and you're my friend on Facebook, I write, so how do you prepare Ghanaian jollof in our and you sit in your school behind your computer and use the internet to answer. You get your rice, you wash it, you put it in the oil, add your pepper, and then you just fire it. And you get it. Thank you very much. What do you use the internet for? How do you use it? So how do you use it? Practical example. By texting, text messages. Do text messages practically use the internet? Somehow they do. So WhatsApp is a text, Facebook Messenger is a text platform and all that. Okay, so I'll give you a friend from Facebook, I'll give you to a friend from Facebook, and the gentleman at the back, I owe you a shirt, I'll bring it. And I have some more questions coming up later. Thank you all very much for asking the questions. Somebody really wants to question. The next presentation is by, is by a friend, he's a brother. He is one of the leading guys when it comes to the thing we call internet, social media, technology. But if I decide, this microphone is not going to test anything, that's why I started this. Let's do the test. Now, if I decide to tell you who he really is, I'll go on and on and on to a video. So basically, he's just a big one. And his name is Patrimos Ametogom. He's an IT consultant. He's coming to talk to us about making the internet better. Issues for parents, teachers, teenagers, and children. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good morning. I hope the microphone will be internet compatible. Okay, I have a presentation that is there. So we want to talk about how to make the internet a safer place. How many of us are on the internet or used the internet before? Yeah. Don't be shy of your teachers there. How many of us have a Facebook account? Okay, how many of us are between 13 and 18 years? Wow. Okay, who has a WhatsApp account? So you have a phone. You are not supposed to have a phone. Representation. So how do you make the internet a safer place? How do you make the internet a safer place for the children, for parents, for whoever is involved? And like they said, okay, protecting children online. Now, I was so excited about the definitions that all of you did. But you guys are very, very smart. I'm sure 20 years ago, there was no definition for internet in Ghana because we don't even learn it in school anyway, or even teachers to ask you what is internet or what is computer. And in this age, everything is being driven by the internet. The internet, like you said, connects devices and connects people from maybe located in two different places. Yeah, so it means that if I have a phone in Kumasi and somebody has a phone in Accra, we can communicate with one another using the devices, either a phone or a tablet or a laptop, in real time. And that's what the internet enables us to do. The internet is like a vein or the blood vessel that connects all these points. So when I push an information to a friend of mine in Kumasi, they can get it in real time. And they use the device to access that. So usually the device will interpret the information. So I send hello from Accra, and then it goes to the system. The system normally will pull it out. So they'll convert the hello to a lot of words that people cannot interpret. When it gets to the other device will also interpret it as hello. So that's how the communication happens. But you cannot talk about internet if you don't know what the digital world is. The internet is about the digital world. It means that everything is being digitized or everything is becoming is known as virtual. So if instead of writing on the paper on this machine, iPad, and send it to you, instead of calling you by phone or walking to Kumasi physically, I can make a call from here and connect. And that's what the internet enables us to do. Okay, and if you are thinking internet as something in one world, I'm sure we've all heard about the global village. How many of us have heard about the global village? So we've all heard about the global village. So in the usual village, you know, everybody knows everybody. And we're all connected, you know who is related to who and all that. And that's what the internet enables us. It connects us to uniform or geographical location. There's no boundary. It means that if I'm in Kumasi or I'm in Ghana, an email to somebody in Kosovo or in Kuwait in real time, and there's no restriction. So there's nothing like a border that you have to go to the airport to be cleared by the immigration officers before it gets there. That's what the internet enables us to do. So it means that there's a culture on the internet that is universal. The culture means that there's the way we interact or behave is becoming uniform. So it's no more about being aware and living in a particular way or being a gun living in a particular way. It's you are sending information to somebody elsewhere, you either send it in the language the person understands or in the format that the person will appreciate. So you have to think as a one-world person when you're talking about the internet. That's why every information you post about yourself, everybody can have access to it. And that's what brings out the danger. Now, I won't bore you with the statistics that every 24 hours, I'm sure most of you have seen the DVD before, right? So every 24 hours, the information we consume in the internet can be stored on 168 million DVDs. So tomorrow by this time, the amount of information people have consumed on the internet can be stored on 168 million DVDs. That's a lot of information to consume. Now, they have an organization called ITU. They work on what the internet is, how people use it. And you know the world's population is about how many people? Who can tell me the world's population? 7 billion. Clap for him. Yeah, so 7 billion people living on this planet Earth, and 3.4 billion are on the internet. That's about 50% of the world's population who are on the internet. So you realize the world is becoming connected, that we are all moving onto the internet. And out of that, almost we can see more than half of the number have social media accounts. So you're on Facebook, you're on WhatsApp, you're on Twitter. How many of us are on Instagram? Great. So you can just imagine, it means that social media is one key area because it enables us to profile ourselves or talk about yourself, what you love, what you eat, your friends, where you hang out, you know, when your mother gets you angry, then you can post some nice, insulting stuff on the internet. You read all that, you know. So that's what you do, and that's the danger that comes with social media. It gives you the ability to do a self-description or a self-profile. So like the way your school asks you to write about myself, or the food I like best, my dream, and all that, all is summarized on what you write on social media. Now, how many of us have watched the video on it? What did you watch on it? Where are you? Say you watch a science practical.
I watch a tutorial.
Identity of yourself. Now, there are dangers that comes with the kind of things that you post. Okay, the next slide. Now, that virtual you is merging. People are not seeing the difference between what you write about yourself on the internet and who you are off the internet. So, what kind of information must you post on the internet? How many of you have seen content on the internet that they are not supposed to see? I know you don't raise your hand. Oh, okay. Well, did you see it by mistake or you were clicking something and you went there? By mistake, so I'm going to pass out content by mistake. Okay. So when we click all those stuff by mistake, it's a big mistake. So we must avoid that. So the virtual you and the actual you, there's no complementary. So now, what is safer internet? If I want to define safer internet, what makes the internet safe for children, parents, even the country as a whole? It's about equipping children. Okay, it's protecting the children by giving them the relevant information that they need and having and training that what I call the virtual instinct, that ability to know when to stop or not to click something that you know you are not supposed to click. That's what makes the internet safer. Using the internet for the right thing. What did I say? Using the internet for what? Let's see. Using the internet for what? So it means that the internet is not safe if you use it for what? The wrong things. And the wrong things are the kind of content that you post. So can you see the picture in the presentation? Yes. How does it look like? Can you describe it? It's like a flower. It's like that and that.
Like a form of interconnection.
It's like a form of interconnection. Like a form of a tree. Yes, that's how the internet looks like. So a simple content you post on the internet will have so many connections. So when I post about, speaking to children at the right now, you realize a lot of people will see it. If it's on my Facebook page, somebody will share it. You also see it and you also share it. You comment on it and like it. It's a whole complex thing. It's like a living thing. So that you put the links, clicking. Before you realize you are something that you are not supposed to be. So you have to, when you are playing tempo around it, that's how they call it. Social engineering. How fraudsters deceive people because they know how people think. So it's not everybody. When you receive an email like that, delete. Okay? I said you should what? Delete. Don't delete reply, trying to change the text or preaching to the text. Okay, delete it. Next question. So policy. Policy means what? Guideline or rules and regulations. In a society, you must have that. Your parents will tell you the things you don't do. That's the parenting of policy. And as an individual, you must have a policy. I won't go to places on the internet that I'm not supposed to go. I will not post things that I'm not supposed to post. I will not post pictures or information that I will regret later. Those are some of the personal policy you must have. I will learn instead of browsing and browsing. If it's not about my school, I will not go on the internet and look for anything. I won't waste my time chatting with people I don't know. Those are some of the personal rules that you must have to protect yourself. To do what? You are not protecting your parents. You are protecting yourself. So you must have that. And that's why we have the organizational policies. Government has one they are working on. But as an individual, you are the first victim. Your parents will not take you to the hospital and treat you. That's all they can do. But emotionally, they can't do anything. When you go post that picture or go and do something you're not supposed to do and WhatsApp it to your friend, and then the video is all over the place. You can't go and beg every Ghanaian not to watch it or delete it. True or false? So what will you do? You run away from Ghana or you sink yourself into the air. So you should not do it. You must have the policy to protect yourself. And then the last part, one, the police. The police are here. They are the law enforcement agency. They are here to protect us. but most of the times you must also help them to protect us. So when you go on the internet and people are asking you for money, or people are harassing you, or there's an old man who wants to be your friend, tell your parents, go and report him. You get it? Yes. If there's an adult who wants to be your friend, you are not supposed to be his friend. You are not co-equals. Don't befriend strangers. So when they start sending you information, or they send you a gift, they want to meet you, tell your parents. If the person keeps persisting, go and report the person instantly. First attempt, second attempt, third one, no, you have to get a report. Don't go and meet the person, or go and report to the police station. So you have to educate the children about the do's and don'ts. Do that, you are not just protecting yourself, you are also protecting your friends. Because if the guy is arrested, full of force, how many of you have done it before?
Still no sticker.
When you're going to do the wrong thing, you're not going to ask that thing in your mind or your heart. When you are doing the wrong thing, you know that what you are doing is wrong. So you want to go and hide in the darkness, so go and hide somewhere and do it. Don't go and hide. When you realize people are sharing content, report them. And then have your policy in place. Report anybody who wants to send you a naked picture. Report them. Your parents lead you to the police, straightforward. No, in fact, do it like an ambulance service. Do it like what? Yes. Do it hurriedly. So these are the things that. So I'd like to end by saying that we are all victims if there is one. So it means that we are all what? If there is what? One victim. We are all victims. So we are supposed to protect ourselves and make the internet better for all of us. So that in 50 years time, when you go looking for a job, your company will, the company will Google your name and see pictures about you that they are not supposed to see. They are supposed to be a brand manager for a telecom company. And then all the branding is done on the internet is about selfies and naked pictures and things that are not true. You won't get your job. Okay? So don't post what is private and make sure that you don't become what? A victim. Make sure you don't become what? A victim. The internet is like a knife. You can use it to cut tomatoes, or you can use it to cut yourself. Which one will you prefer? Okay, thank you very much.
I know you spent a lot from his presentation, right? Yes. Okay. So you have the chance to ask questions if you have any. And then I'll ask you my questions. If you have any questions, just come up to me. Just walk up here. If you have any questions for him, he will answer you.
And so my questions are you said if you don't know someone on the internet, you shouldn't chat with the person. But I still need it. If you are always chatting with that person,
So that's what I'm saying.
you report. So we have
That's good.
Okay. Great question.
And my next question, where are all the information you put on the internet, where are they stored? And my last question, then if we don't know a friend, we shouldn't send our picture. But in some cases, I see that you may see, as a guy, I may see a lady. But I will have to verify whether it is kind of
Yes,
good.
It's the old man. That's the clap for him again.
He needs to verify
Yes.
that the lady is beautiful.
Yes. Don't admire the picture of another. You have to see the apple physically. I'm not saying go and touch the video. Don't go and look at it. If she's Abuna, you are telling with them. You know her physically. You don't need to know her underneath the dress. It's as simple as that. It's Abuna. You don't have the license, you have the legal right. You are too young. Do that. So don't go and verify anything. Okay? Don't think life is boring. When you have trouble, and you see how trouble is boring, and I beg you, just learn. The second question. Every information that you post on the internet is stored in what they call data centers or data farms. So you can see Facebook, it has a very huge data farm. It may be like 100 times the size of this room. And every time people post news, they come and put a new wrap. So every information you are posting, they are storing it. Every information. So if Facebook thing goes down, they can still bring it out and your content will still be there. So they are keeping the content on the data centers, just like the way you save on your computer. So when you save on your computer, you can always access the information. And every information on the internet is like putting the water is here, you have water inside this one, and there's another bottle that has water. If you want, you can connect, so you can draw water from them anytime. Or you have a straw in this particular bottle. So the water is here. The straw is your internet. So anytime you want the water, you use the straw to draw it. Okay? And the last question is about what? Your last question. Yes. Yes. Chat is only your friend. The internet is interconnectivity. Interconnectivity means what? Physical connection. Look, the internet is supposed to facilitate or help us improve our physical interaction. So, if I don't know you, I won't waste my time chatting with you. But if you know Kwame, who knows Kofi, and you can trust Kwame that knows Kofi physically, you can chat with Kofi. But if you can't verify Kofi's identity, don't go chatting with Kofi. Just chat with your friends. Chat about anything. You have so many things to chat about.
Thank you very much. I'm President. I'm a teacher. In my last experience, we believe that on the internet we are misinformed. It's not the information that we take on the internet that is correct. So as you said earlier, they don't bring their true identity. So you want to verify and know the vital parts of the girl. But then trust you mean that the picture that the girl will post is not her picture. And you will be misled from one point to another. So it's better you rather chat with people you know.
You understand? And that's why on Facebook you see what they call avatar. The avatar is a profile picture, or the picture that represents the person online. The lady, in fact, the lady can post the picture of another person. They may not know, you want to verify. Meet the person physically, verify. But don't meet the person in strange places. Give it a genuine scar. Otherwise, you have a fake scar.
Okay.
You know, there was this incident of Malcolm.
Yes, we can do that.
When the building collapsed.
Okay.
We were contacted to help them make sure that when you Google Malcolm, the buildings will show the pictures. And I told them nothing can be done. You either create as much content as the other people who posted the pictures, so that the search engine will see the relevant new ones, or the old collapsed buildings will be showing. And that's the internet. It does not forget. So everything will be there.
Okay, so your name and then your question.
Please, I'm Theophilus from Lapis. Please, I would like to know when someone threatens you on the internet, maybe social media or through an email account, what must you do? Maybe you may consider that the person is far away from you, so it's not possible. What must you do?
Maximus, let me answer that. The next presentation will be on how to report incidents. So your answer will come later, Theophilus.
Please, I want to ask you. If you post, my name is Shimanabochi. If you post a picture and you put it, can it be on the internet too?
Yes. In fact, when you post a picture, it is gone. When you delete it from your page, in fact, that copy that you posted is stored somewhere. So then somebody may not be on your timeline, but it's also stored somewhere. It happens to a lot of people. They are going to post a picture on Facebook, and then they mistakenly post the wrong picture, a private picture, and then before they realize, somebody takes a screenshot of the picture and then they delete it. Somebody already has, but they've already seen it. Okay? And most of the times, when we use the kind of things we talk about every time we meet, when they are chatting with people, we realize it may sound different. But as much as possible, try and call someone. Okay?
Thank you very much.
For the first incidents, okay, you don't know. But subsequently, make sure to check out the hammer in another way. Be sure that your account is not being used by someone else.
Okay, my question is actually a serious one, and I would want to know whether the police service has an office or a desk where intercontinental cybercrime can be reported to, because most of the find somebody being moved into some interesting and fantastic stories, and then they end up saying, oh, you give me $100 and I will do this or that for you, and so you give the money, yet they are able to give you
Junior Graphic, Star FM, visit their website, starfmonline.com, GH1TV, that is GH1TV.com, infoboxdaily.com, and also CTFM, visit CTFMonline.com. Our next presentation is about how to report incidents. During the question and answer session, a lady came up to ask a question on how to report incidents. And to do that is Mr. Eric Akumia. He's a director.
Into the database and steal some money. So they will send us the report. We will look at the report and then to rectify whatever loopholes there are on the network that is allowing those people to have to do those things. So global, cybersecurity is a global effort. We need to work with other people to be able to solve incidences. I think our man from the police CID was talking about them having a cyber fraud unit, and I know they work with Interpol to also deal with cybercrime. There are two things. We have the cyber security, ensuring safe cyberspace, and prosecuting the criminal. Certain duty officer who now takes a look at their report, and then once he verifies that it's a good report, then we'll look at what we have to do in collaboration with the other stakeholders within the entity. So we have all sorts of reports, including the work of the police, cybercrime. You need sexual harassment, and everything can be reported on this portal. Now, currently the portal is the focal point for child online, national child online protection. So as you can see on the right side, we have online protection. There's a global initiative by ITU, and you can join the initiative. We can also look at what globally is happening. And then, of course, at the bottom you see explores child online protection issues in Ghana. And if you click on that, it takes you to what initiatives we have been working with AWO and GI World Vision, and we put something there and that educates people on that. So if you click on that, you see J Initiative and the kind of things that they are doing. There's a lot of material that J Initiative has actually put on the portal. Yeah, so these are all materials that you can find there. I think you can play it there as a video or anything once you go there. Next, please.
There. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so when you click the report on incidents, you come to a place where you have report incidents and phishing. Now, is when people pretend that they are some, and we used to have a lot of these things with banks. What they do is they'll give you something that looks at like the banking page of that bank, and they say, okay, log in, you log in, and then they'll steal your credentials and go into your account in the bank and steal. That's how phishing is. So any incident or phishing, you click the top one. If you have other things, because we do different things, like notice that there is your computer is behaving funny. You know, somebody has sent a malware. These days, they emails that will send you, oh, urgently look at it. And then you click on how do we work with other countries? What protocols must we sign so that, for instance, the cybercrime unit at the police CID can work with other countries to track perpetrators? You need to sign conventions that has things that work together. There's also something on child online protection. How do we protect children in cyberspace so that they become less vulnerable to attacks and other things? So essentially, the roadmap takes a holistic approach, and out of that, there are a number of initiatives, and one of them is the National Cybersecurity, which becomes the focal point for all cybersecurity things within Ghana, and that will be under national security. And so these are some of the things that the roadmap essentially will be doing once it's established.
Within what period of time, if someone should set the report and within which time will it be possible for you to catch that hacker or terrorist?
The timing is relative, depending upon the complexity. You know, people are very complex when they hack. You can download an app and it will have a bug. And once the bug is well installed in your machine, the bug master can operate it and use it to attack and steal other information. And that's how it works. It's a network, but there's a bug master sitting somewhere and manipulating it remotely to do things.
And how would you do that? It's a bug. How would you?
No, not no. you have an antivirus on your mobile phone. When they say people should buy antivirus, they think it's a cost that they don't want to incur. But that is what you pay for, because now that is happening. National IT Agency is working on the PKI. Very soon it's going to come into place. And the minister says he wants us to do a new registration so that we can hold people who do things irresponsibly in cyberspace.
Responsible. For example, I don't mention these networks here. As somebody sent you a message, you have won this, and do that, and do that. At the end of the day, the network.
Well, I think I did mention that awareness, because of social, you have one here called